Hello and welcome to MP Strong 365, day 66 maybe. We'll find out. So here we are. I feel like I'm talking differently because I just got a craniosacral massage and the guy basically kind of gave up on me from the start. He's like, he just held my head in his hands for like 45 minutes. And he was like just trying to get me to let go. And I was like, I don't know what I'm letting go of is the problem. Like if I knew like where the valve was, just like turn it off, then I would. But you can't really, release your head and neck on your own very effectively. So let's work on something that we can control. Well, at least like chip away at. And that is a little bit of core work, a little bit of crunch work, a little bit of center line gathering, a little bit of hip extension. So right now, if you're sitting on the floor, which you should be, put something underneath your butt. I use an Airx, but I was about to use a pillow just for like realistic accommodations here. So put a pillow under your butt to lift your sits bones. So the first thing we want to do here is with the ankles, when they are aligned, see how this is a straight line? When you go into a cross-legged stretch, you don't want your ankle to sort of like turn in excessively. You want this to come out as one line as well, so you'll feel more of a stretch on the foot and ankle, and you'll get more of that activation on the outside of the hip. So the first thing to know where you're sitting cross-legged is, especially on this foot, see how that foot just sort of like falls in and there's this big angle here? I want to try to move the whole leg out as one unit, and one leg will always preferentially cross over the other foot. So I'm always like staring like mesmerized at I'm like always like, why do you have like buggy eyes? Because I'm trying to see my own feet while I'm doing it. And in both directions, test it out and just see where your ankle folds out versus your whole leg moving out as one unit. So that cross-legged stretch just in a seated position. And if you're not here today, you can start with your feet out in front of you, just keeping your feet down and flat. A lot of people's hip flexors are so tight that even sitting just like this is challenging enough for them. And so I recommend just starting with your hands back behind you, sitting, on the floor or on a pillow and putting your feet down flat, and then just let your heels tip or your toes tip up and down. One of these fun tricks is when I tip my feet up, are my toes leading the way or is my whole foot lifting up as one unit? You'll feel more of a stretch in the foot if you don't let the toes come up first. If you allow the toes to not lead the way, but rather the ball of your foot to lift up and down, and you really want to just watch your feet. And if you see like the bones in your feet as being all stuck out, that means your toe bones and your toes are leading the way. You want your arches to lead the way. So almost counteracting it by pushing the toes down slightly, and you'll find more of that base of the heel. So we'll do that a few times. This, believe it or not, this is core because this is posture. This is me trying to keep an upright spine. I'm not working heavily into the arms. The arms are pretty relaxed, so you don't want excessive pressure through there. If this is your mode right now, if you need to be down on your elbows to make this happen too, that's a great position. In fact, this is a great lead in to sort of a leg raised boat position, which we often do. So we're just decomposing the parts, deconstructing the parts of an abdominal exercise done right. So if you ever, turn on an ab video or you're in a class or you're at the gym and you see people doing this motion, that's fine. And I could do about 500 of these with my legs just doing the motion, just in and out and in and out. But if I deconstruct it, then I really don't have to do that much to really lift my legs up with my abs. You'll see this crunching motion happen first. The legs weigh a lot. So if I'm lifting up my legs as that dead weight, using my abs to get them up and keeping my chin slightly tucked, just totally ruining all the work that my craniosacral massage, just my first one doing that, did. But I'm trying to just get that little crunch action first to hoist the legs up into the body, tuck the tailbone underneath me slightly, and have that pressure come from the center of your abs. You can place your hands on either sides of your rib cage to open and shut it slightly as you lift those legs up. The toes at this point should be relaxed, then we'll return back to our toe ups or our foot ups in a second. So toes are relaxed, punching that lower spine down into the floor a little bit, crunching motion. That's the same thing as punching your lower spine down into your mat or your pillow. A couple more times. One more time here. And then we'll come back. I'm going to come back up onto my on my hands, my fingertips back behind me, just light fingertip grip, just little piano hands. And I'll start to lift alternating foot up, just keeping the toes slightly trailing because you want to get into the base of that heel. And ideally, you want to feel your anterior tibialis, this shin muscle, as doing some work here, because you land on that shin muscle when you do your walking and running. And often when you see people with like cankles or the calf is just so ungodly tight, the shin muscle doesn't have a chance to itself. The shin muscle, the anterior tibialis, is kind of like opposing the calf muscle. So by activating that shin muscle, you can help stretch out the soleus or the calf muscle underneath it. So these simple movements go a long way when you get to doing really difficult things. So now if I'm going into like a full boat V up, then my feet are relaxed. Maybe I turn on my shin muscles for a couple. I flex my feet, releasing the hands, doing that full tuck in and out. We get to progress these exercises with the map. We know what, and now I see my toe bones are kind of doing some work there. So I want to relax the feet. I want to crunch in first and then fold those knees up to the chest and try to keep that chest kind of open. The stomach is open enough to feel those abs do the crunch. And my abs are not terribly strong, like nobody's are. So my hip flexors are kind of starting to take over now. So maybe you do like a set of 8 and then you start again. Maybe you notice if your knees are splaying apart. So trying to keep the knees closer together. You can use your hands as well to help you. And you'll see a lot in yoga and a lot in Pilates, this whole position with the pump. So just hanging out in this position for an extended period of time, whether it be tapping alternating toes, whether it be folding in and out, whether it be just sitting upright, fantastic way to work in the abs and just sitting on the floor. So from here, I'm just going to lift my heels up, heels up, heels up, heels up, heels up. Just lift the heels. Just lift the heels. Stay nice and tall. You can always raise your arms up over your head. Getting that breath all the way through both halves of the waist. When you lift your heels up, all 5 toes on both feet, stay down on the floor. It's just a little kiss up into the Achilles. Good, and you can think about sort of dragging your arches slightly more into a cup as you lift your heels. Lift and lift and lift and lift for 8. Pinky toes down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so let's flip over into a tabletop, change gears, get off of our bum skis so we can use the bum. And we'll take a big breath in. Just let that air drink in through the front part of your throat. We're going to check for a long, flat spine. Good. We're going to flatten out the feet and tuck the tailbone underneath you. So this is a lower ab crunch, just tucking the tailbone. Just tuck the tailbone. You want to feel this little cinch crunch, like a deep kind of preceding a, a cough. Okay, right down into the lowest part of your abs. It's the same sort of muscles that we just worked. This is a version of like a cat-cow, but we're, again, deconstructing it. We're just doing the lower part of that little pelvic tuck. I'm trying to not put too much pressure in my hands. So how can I get more pressure away from my hands? Well, I can press down the tops of my ankles into the floor. So try that now. Press the top of your ankles down into the floor. Press them a little bit harder. As you keep doing those pelvic tucks, just press those shins into the floor and the top of the ankles into the floor, and maybe give your shoulders a little bit of a shrug so they're not pushed down towards the floor. And we'll do a couple more, and then we'll extend out long in 2 and 1. Good. Let's extend right hand and left leg. We'll keep the foot nice and relaxed. And you have done 1,000 of these before if you watched any YouTube videos. So what we're trying to go for is your right leg, lower leg, push it down into the floor. From the knee through the ankle on the right hand side, push that side down into the floor, and then extend your left leg out as long as you can get it. Instead of how high you can get it, think about how long you can get it all the way through your toes. And then reach out through the right side arm and breathe. Every time you exhale, get longer. 2 more times, get longer. Good, now we'll tuck. We tuck all the way in, touching elbow to the knee, feeling that crunch, extend. We tuck, extend. Isolate through the hip. Let's see how good I'm doing at being flat. That's pretty decent, I'll take it. Think longer, not higher. Long, 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 long. All the way through the spine. Good, and go and relax that. Come up onto a kneeling position, onto both knees, and we're gonna do a super fun one. Kiss your heels together. Bring your hands out at shoulder level. Let's clench the fist slightly like you're gonna drive the car, and then we keep our heels squeezed all the time. Let's bring the knees in so they're just a few inches away from each other. Squeeze the heels, come back and straight up. So I'll turn back to the side so you can see. So I'm going for a long, flat back, straight up. Squeeze those heels. Pull the shoulders back into their sockets. This is going to be a recording week. You heard it here first, people. Need to sharpen the edges. Good. You should feel this sensation in your quads. Pull your tailbone down underneath you. As you lean back, squeeze those heels. Lean back, shoulders back. Pull it back up. 2 more times. Lean back. Pull it back up. 1 more time. Lean back. And pull it back up. Right into our tabletop position. We're going to extend the right leg and the left arm. and I'm trying to get out of my left hip. Feeling a little bit crooked, so trying to square out the hips. Pull the shoulder back into its socket and then press down against the left lower leg, but up away from that left hip. Every breath is enhancement. Fingertips to toes, through the spine, through the lifting up out of the left hip. One more big extension. And then we tuck, extend. We tuck, extend. Think longer, long. Trying not to bow anything out. Just long and flat. Push down more through that left side, foot, ankle, hip. Last one. All right, I'm going to take this into a pressurized situation. So push-ups. I'm going to keep my feet down on the floor, toes curled underneath me. Ideally, my whole arch would be on the floor, but hey, you know, that's where we're at today in terms of ankle flexibility. So just, you know, stemming from our first lesson, the butterfly position, those ankles like to move by themselves in and out, but they don't like to sort of flex extend. So I'm trying to get those loosened up. Stamp those balls of the feet into the floor, and we'll come all the way down to the floor, all the way down, belly down for this first one. We won't return here, but for just a graze. So we just want to check for long neutral spine. Pull your pelvis underneath you so that your hip flexors get closer to the floor. Peel your shoulder blades together because your elbows are getting closer to the body. Take a breath in to feel that abdominal pressure, and then exhale up, and we'll repeat. Elbows stay grazing the sides of the body. One more time. Fast is good. Take it back into a little child's pose. I'm going to slice the pinkies down into the floor and maybe let my sort of butt arrive closer to my heels. But my primary stretch comes from the armpit. Pinkies slicing down into the floor. The head can relax down to the forehead onto the floor. And now we'll slide one hand back, the other hand back, push out of your tabletop. I want to show you a fun trick on the chair. So you can put we'll do 3 things on the chair. So put one leg underneath the chair, put the other leg on top of the chair, okay, and straighten out both legs. And then you can like lay down on your pillow, or because you need some space in your waist. So you can lay down on your pillow or lay down with your head on the floor. like such with your resting hand out in front of you. And we're going to start by lifting that top foot up, that top leg up straight. As you do this, push down on the arm that's free, like on the floor. So I'm not articulating this very well. So if I'm on my right hand side, my right arm is out straight in front of me, my left hand is pressurized into the floor, and I'm lifting the straight leg up to the chair. What's happening with the other leg? Not much. It's just sort of there. My goal is to have a straight, full adductor pickup. Where's the least served part of the adductor? Right in the middle. So right in the middle of your leg here gets the most like kind of neglected because the ends get tight. So I'm trying to lift up right from the middle meat of my inner thigh. If you were to do anything with the top leg, it would be to lighten up the pressure on that leg because you're going to have to lift it up anyway soon. So, and I'm tracking, you'll see kind of shaking towards the end because I'm trying to draw a line. Oh my gosh, it's like getting worse as I go. Lightweight in the top leg. Drawing a line, right? If you were to draw a straight line in paper, you got to kind of focus on it, right? You got to be careful with it. So we're drawing that line up through the instep of your right foot. Now go towards the booty just a little bit, like the inside slice where your butt cheeks meet. That's where I scooted forward so I had room underneath the seat, the chair there. So I'm going right for where the butt cheeks meet as I lift my heel. That you can think of lifting from the base of the heel to, oh my gosh, base of the heel, base of the heel, base of the heel. One more time, base of the heel, base of the heel. Good. And now we lift that top leg up and up and up and up. And actually, I like the idea of coming onto the forearm here now and really sending that leg slightly back behind. Feel more in the outside of the hip. If I do it this way for 10, 8, 6, squeeze that outside snap of the booty, outside of the hip, and 1, and we'll flip that right over into legs up on the chair. So we'll go base the heels on the chair, couch, bench, whatever. And, oh no, don't move, ball. And I'm going to have you do a full sit-up onto the chair. Okay, please go back away there. Thank you. Okay. Nope, it's not going. All right, it's going to the other side of the room. I can't have this situation in my life. Okay, there you go. So we're going to do a full sit-up for 8 through the base of the heels. So you're just going to try to sit up and touch those toes. Through the base of the heels, we sit up and touch your toes. Wherever you can get today, just sit up the whole way and touch your toes. Dig the base of your heels down into that chair as you go. If a crunch is where you are today, cool beans. Up, base the heels more so I don't migrate. Dig those base of the heels down. That's the hardest part for me. I'm going to follow this with bridges. So base the heels, dig down into that seat. They don't got to be pretty. 2 more times. Base the heels. I tell myself 1 more time. That's good, and I'm going to take this into bridges, so I shimmy my butt closer to the seat, and then I'm going to keep just my heels down, and I bridge up and down most of the way. Push your heels down into the chair and come up again. Keep your heels pressed down into the chair. Keep your ankles flexed. But remember that toe trick, so your toes aren't the furthest part of you in. It's just your ankles flexed, trying to find those shin bones, those shin muscles. Well, the shin bone's a good place to start if you're trying to find a shin muscle. Good. Just digging those heels down into the bench, seat, chair, whatever. 4 more times. All right. Go ahead and stretch those hamstrings out a little bit. Take your left leg straight up in the air. Okay, wherever, you can even leave it on the bench if you want to, if that's enough of a stretch for you. So I'm just taking it straight up to get a hamstring release, and then bending, extending that left leg from the knee just to get a little bit more of that hamstring range of motion. Tap and bring it up straight. Terrible instructions again, sorry. So just hinging at the knee. 2 more times. 1 more time. And now we take the other side, other leg. Yeah, I'll start with just the stretch. Just the stretch. Ooh, nice ankle poppers. And now I'll go bend, extend from that knee. I like have these like blah, 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 like, cause he did my head, right? He's like all up in my head and my neck. So now I'm just like making random noises with my mouth because I think it's like moving more. Everybody run. Monica's mouth is moving even more than usual. Okay. Oh, I cracked myself up. Okay, 2 more times. All right. And I'm going to have to move this big behemoth of a chair over across the way. It weighs a lot. Like, this is a legit awesome chair. I'm so glad that I got it for free. And, even opening that. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. I'm going to like do some karaoke or something. La la la, with my newfound freedom of my jaw. All right, so we lay down on our side first, straighten out the leg underneath the chair, and put the other leg up on top of the chair. Make sure that you're kind of on like the ankle-y portion of your leg there, on the one that's on the chair. And then we're gonna lift the other leg up and just notice the differences in the sides. To be honest, I'm gonna probably start by getting the butt come together, the butt cheek area coming together as my first stop here. This hip pointer is like not, oh, duh, Monica. I didn't even follow my own instructions. That's because I don't have my pad. But I'm laying my head on the floor, my arm is out in front of me. I'm using the right hand to help me get that leg up and just noticing like how much pressure I am putting on the right foot on the bench. Seat, I don't know why I call it a bench. It's gym habit. So that helps repositioning yourself so that you can actually feel the inside of your butt cheeks coming together, and you don't have too much pressure on that foot that's on the bench. The center of that inner thigh. But again, everybody's like place that they feel it is different. So you might get more access to it if you just think of bringing your butt cheek back together and not putting too much pressure in that top foot. Or just lifting up from the base of the heel. This one's coming. These take time because we don't do these moves. These are deconstructions. So oftentimes I'll shake more because I'll find like the better spot, like the base of my heel lifting up the leg is kind of getting me where I need to be in terms of feeling that inner thigh all activate from top to bottom. If you've ever wanted to stretch your IT bands, this is a fine way to get about it using antagonist muscle stretching. Right? Because the IT band is on the outside of the leg, so you're stretching it out as you bring your heel up towards the chair, bench situation. Let's do 3 more. Base of the heel, the arch lifts up that foot. And now prop up onto my forearm and lift that top leg up. Just trying to find the, don't know what that notice was. Oh, I think my battery is going to die soon. Okay, hurry. Let's go 10, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. I guess my computer wasn't plugged in. Why? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, your homework is to stand up and do side bends because we're going to do continuity. Okay, I'm good. My continuity camera is going off. I'm fine though. We're good. That was 30 minutes. Bye.